I'm out across the fields after some rabbits, and I've just crossed the fence line between these two sowed barley fields, and I spot a rabbit at the far bottom of the field. But he's a long way away. There's 110 yards with the rangefinder, so I'm going to have to at least half that before I can take a shot. So I make my way out from the hedge into the field. There's no cover between me and the rabbit, so I'm just going to have to work my way down one of the tractor ruts left in the field. It's the quietest way to approach the rabbit, and it doesn't trample a lot of the young barley as it's coming up either. Now I've paced out about 60-70 yards, knelt down and tried the rangefinder again, and the rabbit's sitting about 55 yards. So I slowly set up the shooting sticks. The rabbit knows I'm there, so I'm just not trying to make too bold or erratic a move to spook it. Get myself settled for the shot, because it's quite a long range. Hold about half a mil high for my gun, and taking my headshot. Now, as I rise here, I suddenly realise that there's a second rabbit, or at least I hope it's a second rabbit, but just in case I've wounded the first rabbit and its head sitting up, I prepare for a second shot, and totally miss over his head, sending the pellet into the hedge. Not happy with myself, I grab my stuff and head down to make sure I have dropped the first rabbit. And sure enough, there it is lying. There's plenty of rabbit dung and French scrapes here, and the barley crop's a wee bit thinner here than what it is in the rest of the field, so there's definitely evidence of rabbits about. The shot hit the rabbit just in front of the eye, passed through the head and came out between the ears. Now as I take my game bag off, a pigeon bursts from the hedge beside me. It couldn't have been much more than a few yards away. So gave the rabbit a wee squeeze to empty its bladder, and decided to have a wee keek into the hedge. I suspect that there's a nest in here somewhere, but the hedge is too thick to see it, so I decide to make a hasty retreat, look for a few more rabbits in case I put the bird off the nest permanently. Now I'm just making my way into this field, cautiously, slowly through the gateway, looking left and right for any signs of rabbits. And I just about decided there was nothing here, and I had a look through the scope down the field and spotted two rabbits. You can hardly see them in the centre of the picture. They seem to blend into that short dry grass very well indeed, but they're over 100 yards away. There's no real cover. All I can do is slowly pace my way along the side of the hedge. The ground's quite dry and crispy here, as it's been cut for silage and then spread with slurry, which is hardened into a wee bit of a crust. So it's quite a time consuming way to stalk. I've worked my way down to 45 yards. The rabbits are still sitting there, so I slowly set up the shooting sticks for a shot. But as soon as I do, the two rabbits bolt. I watch them through the camera, and the second one decides to stop short of the hedge and sit and watch me. Again, it's almost another 100 yards away, so I decide, well, I'll try my luck again and start to stalk again. You can spend a lot of time doing this and a lot of effort just for one rabbit, but I slowly get within about 50 yards again and set up the shooting sticks. And this is where it all goes wrong. I hate wounding things. I take the shot and I get a solid hit, but the rabbit bolts. I quickly reload, look for a second shot and take it. It's a hurt shot, but it dropped the rabbit cleanly. There's no point running after a wounded rabbit. All you can do is load up quickly and look for a second opportunity, because even a wounded rabbit will outrun you, no problem at all. I was very fortunate to get a second shot at this rabbit. The first shot hit a little too far to the right, hitting the rabbit in the jaw below the eye and wounding it. Half an inch further back would have been a clean kill into the base of the skull. The second shot again looked a wee bit far back for heart and lung, but as the rabbit was quartering away from me, the pellet travelled diagonally up through the body and through both lungs. I know people say it's only a rabbit, but I hate wounding things. I always like to try and give a good clean kill, even if it's only a rat. The first rabbit I took, there was no real wind in that part of the farm, but here there's a bit of a breeze and it was enough to push the pellet half an inch off. Something to be remembered and learned for the next time. I clean the blood off my hands a wee bit with some grass, and I'll travel around the rest of the farm to see what's about, but didn't get anything more that night. There definitely does seem to be a lack of rabbits about this evening. But the two rabbits I did get will come in handy and keep the cats happy for another night or two.